Hey guys, it's Book BFF Melissa, and I decided to do the Pretty Little Liars tag that I saw um, because I'm just a little bit obsessed with this show. I watch it every single week with my cousin, um, and we just love it, so I thought I would do it. Okay, so there's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't watched the show, if you're not up to date, don't watch this. Okay, so the first question is, who is your favorite character? And my favorite character, hands down, is Arya. I think she's awesome. She's really mature for her age, and she has killer sense of style, and she's just awesome. And she gets to date Ezra, and love Ezra. And then my other favorite character is Hannah because she's just really sarcastic and witty, and she kind of comes off as ditzy and stupid, but she's not. She's actually pretty smart. And she's also, her style's pretty good too. Who do you think is behind the A team? I personally think that Melissa is the leader. She always seems to be in each story. Like whenever we find out there's another person on the A team, or when we find out another piece of the puzzle, Melissa always seems to be part of that puzzle piece. So I think that she definitely has more to do with the story than we know. I think she's the leader. Who do you ship? Okay, I love Caleb and Hannah. They are just amazing together, and I love Caleb. He's just adorable. So I'm really surprised. I was watching a lot of the Pretty Little Liar tag videos that other booktubers have done, and nobody said Caleb and Hannah, and it blew my mind because I love them. And then I also like Ezra and Arya. Obviously, I said that before. But they're really cute together, and even though their relationship is kind of doomed, it's just cute because they met before they knew the age difference, and they connected, and that's what matters in life. So I love their relationship. What is the most memorable, most stupid, or most cheesy moment of the show? So I'm going to go along and agree with the creator of this tag. I think her name is Ingrid, said that the cheesiest moment is the hashtags that come up during the show. And I totally agree with this. I watched this show with my cousin, and we'll be watching it from our own houses, but we'll go on Facebook and talk while we're watching it. And so we'll just come up with ridiculous hashtags while we're watching. Because the ones that they come up with are just so stupid. It'll be Caleb eating a cheeseburger, and hashtag cheeseburger will come up on the screen. You're like, what? What does that have to do with anything? So it's kind of now it's a contest to see who can come up with the stupidest hashtags. Who is your favorite villain? Personally, my favorite villain is Melissa because she's Spencer's sister. So that adds a whole nother level of evilness, because if she is behind these things, which we know she's part of the A team, she has to be, then that's kind of ridiculous that she's doing it to her own sister. So I like Melissa, and she has a pretty cool name. Who do you predict will become a villain? So this is I don't remember his name, but it's Arya's new love interest, the guy that is the karate teacher. I think he's a karate teacher. I want to say, yeah, I have no idea what his name is, but he's cute, and he is perfect. So that means that there's something wrong with him. And also, I noticed in the last week's episode, when they were hanging out, there was creepy music in the background, and that usually means that somebody bad is there or something bad's happening. So I think that he's gonna end up being a villain, but we'll find out. And I kind of almost hope he is a villain, because then Arya can go back to Ezra. Who has been hurt the most by A? I would say emotionally Spencer has been hurt the most, because the whole thing with finding out that Toby was on the A team, she just lost her mind. I was gonna curse and then I decided not to. But yeah, she lost her mind. She went from being the leader of her little pack to just being in a mental hospital. So I think she lost the most. And then Emily physically has been drugged, and remember when she got that massage and she was being felt up by A? just she had, I would say, emotionally or physically, she had a rough time. And especially right now, like her shoulder's all messed up, and like that's gonna affect her future. She can't swim at college. Which girl's style do you love the most, and who do you relate to the most? So it's kind of like the first question. I like Hannah's clothes, and I like Arya's clothes, although I don't think I would ever have the guts to wear what Arya wears, because sometimes she'll wear, like, I remember this one episode she was wearing like a mini skirt with like metallic tights or something, and I was like, who would wear that? But it looked cool on her, so I would want to be her. Or, but you know what, I don't like her skull. She wears lots of like skulls and stuff like that. I don't like that. But yeah, so Hannah and Arya. And then I relate to both of them the most because like Arya is like quiet and she likes to read, and she's kind of like an old soul. Like she likes old movies, and like I feel like I would definitely date like an Arya. Not an Arya. I would definitely date like an Ezra, and like I could see myself in her. That doesn't sound right either. Anyway, and then I like Hannah because she is really ditzy, which I said before, but I'm kind of like that too. Like if you ask any of my friends, I'm like, like what? Like I'm weird. I'm like stupid like that. But I'm actually not stupid. I'm just ditzy. But same with Hannah. She's just like that, and she's also really sarcastic and really funny, and that's what I'm known for in my family. Everyone likes my sarcastic comments, so I relate to her. Why do girls keep seeing Allison? At first I thought that it was hallucinations, because I figured, how can she still be alive? But then I realized that they made the masks of Allie's face, so I'm thinking maybe now, they're seeing that and they're thinking that it's Allie or somebody dressed like her. But then I also think it's a twin, so I don't know what to think. I just let it happen. Who's your crush on the show? I already kind of went over this like 20 times, but Ezra and Caleb, oh my gosh, I would date them in a heartbeat. Although I don't really like long hair on guys, but Caleb is just adorable. Love him. Who's your least favorite character out of the 4 girls? I don't really hate any of the 4 girls, but I would say Emily, just because the storylines that they give her are boring. This is what a lot of other people that did this tag said. But, like, really, she doesn't have, like, good storylines. Like, the other ones, like, get hit by cars and, end up in a mental hospital. And Emily's just like, my shoulder hurts. Like, I don't know. She just doesn't have a good story. But I like her as a person. Does that count? Okay, most shocking moment for you, I would say when we find out that Toby was on the A team. I think, I forget how much time, but there was like all this time leading up to this episode, and then it finally came, and like me and my cousin were so excited for this episode, and then we find out that it was Toby, and I just remember being like, for like 10 minutes, like, did that just happen? Like, screaming at the TV, and because we didn't want it to be Toby, we liked the relationship, and I don't know, so that would be my most shocking moment. What would you do if A was after you? Well, I'll tell you, because I think that the girls are ridiculous in this show. They have, like, this is what I hate in YA books, when, like, the girl has, like, no sense of self-preservation or, like, no good instincts. It's, like, the stuff they do is just so stupid. So first of all, I would be more careful than they are, and I would not trust, like, anyone outside of the group. I would set up cameras around my house to see who is sneaking into my house, because A always seems to be getting into their house and stuff, so, or even setting up cameras like out the window. And I just, in general, I wouldn't put myself in harm's way. Like, I don't get why these girls are just, going through the woods in the middle of the night. So a perfect example of this would be the episode where Mona's in the car and A, like, attacks her from behind or whatever. And then, I forget what happens. I think Mona gets out of the car and A jumps in the front and is like driving off. So all the girls run to Mona. It's like, you don't even like Mona. What are you doing? Because then the car comes back and hits them, or almost hits them, and then that's when Emily hurts her shoulder. It's like, if that was me and I saw this car like with a killer in it, I would be running the other direction. Like, screw Mona. She has been terrible to you. I don't care if like she's your friend now. Like, get out of there. Especially because A has already hit people like 10 times and obviously doesn't care if they live. So it's like, what are they doing? Like, get out of harm's way and stop being stupid. You know, it's just, I don't get it. But it is a TV show, and I guess if they weren't stupid, then half the show wouldn't happen, and then it wouldn't be as interesting. So I'll cut them some slack. But yeah, so that's all the questions that they had for us. I love this show, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. And it's apparently got 2 more seasons, and then it's got Ravenswood, I think it's called. It's like the spinoff. So are you guys going to watch that? Because I know I probably will. I heard Caleb's in the spinoff, so that makes me even more excited to watch it. But yeah, let me know what your answers to these questions are, because I'm curious to see who agrees with me or if you have different answers. So yeah. And if you want to talk anything else about Pretty Liars, just come talk to me at Harley Bear Books on Twitter, because I love this show and I love any chance to talk about it. Okay. Bye, guys.